SpaceX successfully completed its Starship SN9 cryo-proof testing. Now getting ready for launch is Super Heavy booster alongside SN9 and SN10. Don't forget to like this video. Subscribe and turn on post notifications to keep up with latest SpaceX is getting ready with one of its kind Super Heavy boosters which will take Starship to orbit. It is getting ready with Super Heavy booster which will take Starship to orbit. The size of the Super Heavy booster is so huge, unlike Falcon Heavy return booster, as huge amounts of load has to be taken up into space with tremendous velocity, so that the Starship escapes the Earth's orbit and will be able to enter into space. The company is preparing to test two prototype Super Heavy boosters in the coming months at its launch facility in Texas. It will be interesting to see more detail on how SpaceX plans to land its massive rocket with such precision. One way SpaceX works to make placing satellites and other objects into orbit cheaper is by landing and reusing its Falcon 9 booster rockets. It has a long history of successfully landing the first stage boosters, both on land and on drone ships in the ocean. SpaceX is now outlining its plan to capture and reuse the Falcon Super Heavy booster that will be used to push Starship and larger payloads into space. SpaceX CEO Elon Musk recently revealed plans that are different from how the Falcon 9 booster is captured. Musk says Super Heavy will be captured by the launch tower arm. Musk said that the grid fins would take the load at the point of capture by the launch tower. The technique would also allow the booster to be immediately repositioned onto the launch mount for reuse. Musk says this technique would allow the Super Heavy booster to be ready to refuel in less than an hour. That would be an impressive feat as it's typically significantly longer for SpaceX to refit Falcon 9 boosters. SpaceX ran into a problem with its last Starship test when the rocket exploded after a hard landing. The company is preparing to test two prototype Super Heavy boosters in the coming months at its launch facility in Texas. It will be interesting to see more detail on how SpaceX plans to land its massive rocket with such precision. Taller than an entire two-stage Falcon 9 or Falcon Heavy rocket, Super Heavy will be the largest and most powerful liquid rocket booster ever built by a factor of 2, or more. Measuring 70 m, 230 foot, tall, Super Heavy will weigh at least 3,500 metric tons, 7.7 million pounds, when fully loaded with liquid oxygen and methane propellant.